Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making two types of cookies, one for me and one for the little pup. I make oatmeal raisin cookies for me, and she's going to get like a pumpkin peanut butter banana type. Yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so to start we're going to make a flax egg. For those of you that don't know, it's just ground flax seed mixed with water. It works really well as like a binding agent in cookies, pancakes, pretty much anything that you would bake with an egg in it. So I just put 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and 2.5 tablespoons of water. Then we're just going to stir that up and let it sit while we put everything else together. Alright. So that's good. We'll just leave that to sit. And now I've got 1 cup of raisins here. Just to make them a little juicier, we're going to soak it. I boiled some water in my little kettle, and we're going to leave that to soak while I put everything else together. So now we got those two set aside, we can start making the actual cookie. So the recipe calls for half a cup of butter. So you can use just a stick of vegan butter, but I like to do like half and half, 1/4 cup of coconut oil and 1/4 cup of vegan butter. Then we have 1/4 cup of regular white sugar and half a cup of brown sugar we're about to put in there. Okay, half a cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of regular sugar, and the butter and coconut oil is in there. Alright, so we're just going to whip that stuff up with one of these little hand beaters. I'm going to go ahead and add the vanilla and a little bit of molasses in here and whip it up again. Alright, so I already measured all this out, but in here there's 1 cup of flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we're just going to go ahead and add that right in there. And we can go ahead and add the flax egg. Alright, so in here is the 1 cup of soaked raisins, and then I'm just going to add 1.5 cups of oatmeal, the old-fashioned oats. I'm not really sure if you could use any other kind. The only one I've made it with is the old-fashioned oats. 1 and 1/2 cups of oats. Alright, then once we get this all mixed up, we are going to cover it and refrigerate it for about 30 minutes, and then we'll scoop it out and stick it in the oven. You can leave it in the fridge as long as you want, but minimum 30 minutes. It just helps it scoop a little better and kind of holds its shape. Alright, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the fridge, and I'll catch back up with y'all in a minute. Alright, so our cookie dough has been in the fridge for about 30 minutes. I'm going to use an ice cream scoop to scoop them out, and then I'm going to flatten them down. Alright, so there they are. And I'll see you in 12 minutes.
Hey guys, I completely forgot that the cookies bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's probably an important tip. Yeah, 350 degrees.
Alright, there's the oatmeal cookies when they come out of the oven. You'll know they're ready because they smell so good. You got a little bit of brown around the edges. And then just leave them to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes and let them finish setting up. Enjoy! Alright, so the cookies have cooled and I just flipped them over. That's why I use the molasses and the brown sugar. It gives it that nice caramelization on the bottom. So it's crispy on the bottom and around the edges, but it's real soft in the middle. Mmm. Alright, now let's make the puppy dog cookie. In here I have 1 banana, 1 really ripe banana, about a little more than a quarter cup of pumpkin, about a tablespoon of peanut butter, and about two teaspoons of flaxseed. This is not, I don't have a recipe for this. This is just kind of like wing it, and if it looks good, then it's good. Add more or less of other stuff to make the right consistency. Alright, so that's looking good. And I'm just going to mix about 1 cup of oats. Again, that's not exact, so just use your intuition. And she doesn't know that they're healthy, she thinks they're special. Alright. So that looks pretty good. Alrighty, so I got the puppy dog dough all ready to roll. And I'm just going to scoop out a little scoop, roll it up, and press it flat. Alright, puppy dog cookies are ready to roll. I'm going to bake them for about 10 minutes, just till they set up. Alright, so the dog cookies actually weren't cooking the way I wanted them to. So I flipped them after the 10 minutes, and then I cooked them for 7 more minutes. And they turned out pretty good now. Yeah, so I'm just going to let them cool off, and then I'll let her have one. Alright, the cookies have cooled completely, and we're all cleaned up in the kitchen. Yeah, don't ever give your dog a hot cookie. That won't be good. Here we go. There you go, good girl. Good girl. And I got my oatmeal raisin. I'll see y'all next time.